Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 Japanese cruiser Mogami. It has 15 155mm guns, 16 torpedoes, 42 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 10.5 kilometers, top speed 34.5 knots, total health 39,100. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, faster turret traverse, lower chance of flood and fire, improved acceleration, concealment. For my commander, situation awareness, basic survivability, faster turret traverse, superintendent, and demolition expert. We're on the map the Atlantic, and we've got two Mogami games. Yes, not one, but two. This particular game is rather short, so hopefully you appreciate it. Now, the second game is, it's a little bit of everything. Good, bad, and definitely ugly play. But it's entertaining. And who has the bad play? I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the enemy. Maybe it's my team. Maybe it's everyone. In this particular game, we are headed to C. And C is going to have, with the support of 2 destroyers, a cruiser, along with myself, of course. You can see how many destroyers there are in this match. 10 total, 6 on our side, 4 on the enemy team. In domination, destroyers really do dictate the pace of the match. They have to go capture the bases, and you really want to support them as they capture the bases. And we pulled a Notser. An accidental Notser. I didn't know if I would ever break free. But eventually she starts moving. And as convenient as it could have been that we ran aground right next to a little, I don't know what you would call this, an island community. Boy, it would suck to be this isolated, right? Just imagine. I just imagine this is like islands off the coast of an Atlantic area. There's no bridge whatsoever. You have to use a boat. And I don't see anything within sight. This would be a very long distance to be away from everyone. But, you know, it's decoration, whatever. Whatever, Notser. You don't need to think about it that much. Okay, fine. Well, we're capturing C. We captured A. The enemy is attempting to capture B. Our team has already taken out 1 enemy destroyer, and I would like to take another one out, and it's the enemy Hatzaru. It's a tier 7 Japanese destroyer, and it's okay, I would say. It's not very good. It's barely okay. I have to replay it. I get requests. Hey, play this ship, play this ship. Why haven't you played U.S. cruisers, specifically Pensacola and the New Orleans? Well, that's because they were bad. But we shall return, and a part of my, I guess, exploration is to discover builds that make a less than ideal ship more ideal. And that's what we're doing right here. We're trying to turn the 155mm gun Mogami back into, well, she's never going to be what she was. That was absolutely insane, but somewhere close. This enemy Atlanta just took a torpedo. And can we actually hit the target? There we go. We missed with the first salvo. We hit with the next. And we're not detected right now. Anyone who has line of sight, well, not anymore. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I know, okay? But obviously, we held our fire so the detection ring would return back to normal. And I'm just going to wait and see who I can engage. And if I can engage them behind an island, because that is a valid tactic, especially with the acceleration module, you really do come to a complete stop much quicker, and you can get moving much quicker than just a standard or stock variant. And in general, I would say the Japanese cruisers have a very fast rudder. They could probably get by with using acceleration globally, but obviously I want to do more testing. I run into players that are very skilled, and your acceleration full stop will work very well against them. And then I run into players that aren't that skilled, and they actually missed the shot so bad that dropping your speed by 10, 15 knots is allowing them to hit you dead on. So you gotta kind of read the opponent, and I need to tell myself that. We hit the Nagato with a fire. Forced out damage control, and look at how much damage these 155mm do. And I got a little bit too forward. The island actually is clipping the front part of my ship. I need to back up so I can get all the guns to go over the island. And you see I'm sort of playing with my reticle, my binoculars, to make sure that I'm not clipping into the mountain. But we're doing a lot of damage, right? And he can't see us, he can't engage us. I notice that there's an enemy destroyer that is coming down this corridor, and he's very close. So I've got Hydro ready. It's gonna last 1 minute and 30 seconds. It'll easily protect me from the torpedo scent, maybe even detect him. I also sent out my aircraft just for extra range if he happens to stay in the area, and he realized this is bad. This is bad. He's gonna move away, but I'm a tier 8 Japanese cruiser with 155mm guns with a pretty high rate of fire. It's gonna be very, very dangerous, and we missed with that salvo. It's gonna be very dangerous for him. And it's sort of dangerous for me. I'm now detected by aircraft. Everyone that happens to be over in this area can engage me. And the friendly aircraft, I believe, actually scouted that guy out. Or my aircraft. Yeah, I think it's my aircraft. And we're just going to unload on him. Get 4,700. Hydro protecting us. Oh, he's already dead. Can't do anything about that, right? We did a lot of damage. Someone else did a lot of damage as well. And the enemy Nagato is still moving forward. He's still on fire. I believe that was still our fire, or a friendly. And we just, finish him off with a 6,300 salvo. No big deal. It's only 6,300 every 10 seconds. It's really devastating, of course. There's an enemy destroyer, an enemy battleship, and an enemy cruiser in this area, and it's an enemy North Carolina. He's already pretty low. His guns are facing forward, unfortunately, and I want to kill him before he kills me. That's the goal. And we didn't really do a lot there. We only did, what, 600? 500? Any second now, he's going to go. He's actually killed outright. Enemy Kageto. We got a New Orleans. We've got a whole bunch here that are waiting to die. And let's go after the destroyer. He sort of came to a complete stop. I don't know if he was trying to juke or what, but it ended up netting me 4,300, 4,400 points of damage. And because he's going to get up to speed a little bit, we are going to continue unloading on him, and he's dead already. The game's over. Just like that. It's so quick. And it goes so quick because a lot of the enemy just want to throw their ship away. We got 3 kills, 9 fires, 70,000 points of damage, 1,655 base XP. And we did 24,000 of the 70,000 in fire damage, probably to the enemy Nagato. It's not the only game. The next game is going to be in the Mogami, same build. The only difference is the map. We are on the map north. It's the standard north. There's not going to be any cyclone. There's nothing. We're going to have to see how successful we can be in this particular ship. And if you notice, the teams pretty much mirrors of each other. There's no aircraft carriers. Enemy Colorado is scouted out. We are scouted before we even fire, and that's because an enemy destroyer is close. The enemy Farragut decides to fire his guns, and I decide, you know what? That's probably not a good idea. So we're going to engage the enemy Farragut. We hit the Colorado, we set him on fire, probably going to force out damage control if he's aggressive. Oh, 7,500 points of damage. First salvo with the Farragut. It is just so devastating. We got a little bit too close to the island. 2,400. We set him on fire again. And this time, I think he's already used his damage control. We're still hitting the front guns into the island. We miss with the salvo. And come on. We can't let him get away. He probably could survive if we don't touch him again. But I don't want him to survive. We let out the shot. He disappears. And he's gone. We take him out. He types up some complaint about how matchmaking hates him, and you know what? If you're a destroyer, you do not want to get close to this ship. Not one bit. I don't care what type of destroyer you are. I don't care what tier of destroyer you are. You will die, and I will punish you for being anywhere near me. And that is 100% the truth. This has been the case for the entire existence of the 155mm build. And we did pretty good. We took out a destroyer on an enemy team that only has 3, and I noticed that the enemy Alba is basically forced to go into an area where I can engage him. He's going to hide from the 6, 7, 8 friendlies that are on the western flank, but he is conveniently right in front of me. We set him on fire. I think he already had a fire. Either way, he's going to burn, and we would like to kill him. I don't want to run into an island. You know, there might be a Notser being pulled in this game, but not right now. We've got to get the kill. We've got to make sure the enemy is dead and punish every single aggressive move by the enemy. And yes, the enemy Alba is taken out. And within a minute and a half, we've taken out 2 enemy ships, looking to take out a third, enemy Molotov, and the Molotov is the Tier 6 premium Soviet cruiser. It's got, what, 180mm guns? But its rate of fire is atrocious. It's Japanese atrocious. So you've got an advantage that you can engage him probably twice for every single shot, and he's already taken out. I probably would have hit him, probably would have done great damage. Team is doing a great job so far. It's a blowout, right? No. Easy game. Just push forward and end it, right? No. Unfortunately, it is very, very early in this game. Now, I was able to hit the other enemy, a Molotov, and we set him on fire. He's probably going to have to use damage control if he hasn't already. And yeah, he just put it out. And oh no, enemy torpedoes, full stop, full stop. Acceleration module is great. It really does kill that speed rather quickly. And that tells me there's an enemy destroyer over here. There's nothing in the vicinity that could have sent torpedoes that would reach me. The Alba is long gone. The Soviet cruisers have terrible range, and yes, it is an enemy destroyer. And we get close enough to force out smoke. He has to use a cooldown that could be useful later, and while he is hidden, I'm going to engage the enemy Colorado. We are, of course, detected. This is the same Colorado that we set on fire previously, and again, he is someone who uses his damage control on one fire. And the next fire doesn't stick. He's still immune to the damage. And this enemy destroyer takes a quick shot. Well, enemy Fubuki, you have messed with the wrong ship. I am not someone who will run away. I will kill you, and I will make sure that you feel it. And, yeah. Everyone assisted in that kill, but we got the kill. And, 3 kills already. The game's going great, right? That last kill wasn't really ours. The previous kill wasn't really ours. We have done significant damage to the enemy so far, but they're all bunching up. They are all in the northwest side of the map. I could go through this gap, maybe engage them, or I could not. I don't really feel... Oh, nice. That's pretty good. That was another 4K. I don't really feel comfortable pushing my way into this defensive play by the enemy. They're just too stacked up. The destroyers need to break them apart with their torpedo systems. And I believe we have 2 Japanese destroyers, so they should be able. And man, this Colorado, he is just taking a ton of damage. He's not fast enough to get over for this kind of play. And we get him down to, what, 2,300? He should burn down. Friendlies are definitely going to work him on, and there. Okay, he's dead. And yes, we pulled a little bit of a notser. I can't help it. We're going to scrape the side of this island for a while. The friendly Atlanta is going forward rather aggressively. I don't know if I would do that. I would maybe bail. Yeah, Atlanta. No. If you get an option at a fork in the road and you can decide go against 4 or 5 enemy ships or go back and use an island to protect your ship, you should pick the protection, especially this early. I mean, yes, we're doing great, but we only have 2 kills on the enemy. We've somehow lost 3 ships, and it looks like 2 of them were on the western flank. Someone is attacking our base right now. And I'm sure there's someone out there, Notser, why did you go support the Atlanta? Why did you go through that gap? Look at what's out there! 5 enemy ships, 2 battleships, 3 cruisers. You're going to tell me that that Atlanta play is smart? No! It's suicidal! He's going to die. And I'm just going to try and assist him in killing the Colorado. Maybe his torpedoes can take him out. And yes, okay. At least he got that out. 1 for 1. But 1 for 1 trades are not valuable for me. I need to be able to get 3, 4, 5 kills for one death on my ship. That is how I am successful. Looking for... Oh, man! We take a huge shot from the North Carolina, but we dish a little bit back to the enemy Kutuzov. 10k is not bad. He's showing a little bit of a broadside, and of course he's going to turn away. We're trying to get waterline with AP. That is one issue with this build. I would say it's okay, but the inaccuracy, because you have to grab the turret traverse, is definitely prevalent. You have to try your best to use the guns in their most optimal situation, which is HE. Because it's a Japanese cruiser, HE will do a significant amount of damage. It has a higher chance to light the target up. It really is the superior choice, unless of course you have a perfect broadside and the target will not change their angling. But we took a huge shot from that battleship, and it's probably my fault. You know, there's nobody else in the area. I'm showing more side than I should, but it's just so prevalent that I guess it's probably my playstyle, right? I'm so aggressive. I want the enemy to try and engage me, or I'm not willing to wait so a teammate will push forward. I just don't have that patience. I need to make the game move forward much quicker than it seems like most of the player base is willing to play the game at. I don't know what that happens to be a reason for. The ships are already really slow. You're never going to be in a perfect scenario where you can avoid taking damage. You must make it really hard for the enemy to succeed, but you can't be immune to damage. You have to take the advantages that are given to you. And again, we have a friendly battleship that moves into enemy territory with, what, 4 ships that have gun range? It's not the right play. You just don't make that play. You have to play for the future, and in my future, I am expecting the North Carolina to move east to west, right into the torpedo systems. The indicator has no read that the battleship will get to that position, but that is just me understanding the situation, understanding his play, what he's trying to do. Maybe he is someone who recognizes me and is looking to get a kill shot on my ship. Some players will overextend, maybe play incorrectly just for that kill shot, and you need to use that to your advantage. Now, granted, I'm sure most people aren't recognized by other players, so they can't assume, based on chat, that the player is gunning for them. But sometimes you can see an enemy ship and just read him. Yep, look at him, he's trying to fire at me. And it actually forced him to flatten out just in front of my torpedoes. And yes, sir. How does that feel, enemy North Carolina? Kinda regretting your choices, huh? Oh yeah. Gotta use those torpedoes. Got to. And I need to keep telling myself that. Use the torpedoes. We're doing pretty good, right? 4 kills, Confederate, first blood. The enemy is on the western flank, other than 1 token destroyer on the eastern flank, and a friendly cruiser is going after her right now. So I'm saying to myself, what could I realistically do? I could try and catch up to the enemy destroyer, take him out, because we know my ship is very strong at killing enemy destroyers. I type out to my friend, hey, or my teammate, what's going on with the destroyer? And he says, it's probably moving up north. Okay, well, we'll just continue an intercept course and possibly run into him. Until he tells me this, I'll keep an eye on him, you go kill everyone. Well, I really want to kill the destroyer, so I listen to him instead of myself, and I'm going to engage this enemy cruiser. Well, at least try to. It looked like I was the one scouting. I'm going to try and sit on the island, have it a line of sight blocker, and fire at the enemy ship. Again, the acceleration module allows for this sort of playstyle. So the plan is simple. We kill the cruiser. We hide behind the island. We are not going to be detected if there is an island in between the target. But he's moving off. And he's going to get outside of my range. And the range is poor, I would say. And that is because of concealment, detectability. I lack the 5th skill, the level 5 concealment. But I'm already at 10.5. I could get it way lower. And I noticed, hey, there's an enemy destroyer showing up. Come on, man. Take him out, Cleveland. You're designed for this. But no, it looks like the Cleveland is actually going to run into an island and lose sight of him. That could have been the one opportunity he had to take him out. But we're still going to continue to attack the enemy base. Because, again, a Cleveland versus an enemy destroyer. And that enemy destroyer was very low. I think it was under 2k life. It should be an easy kill, right? It should be. You would assume. And it looks like I'm going to have backup. We have a friendly battleship, along with another friendly battleship that can push forward into the enemy base. And we're going to see how it works out there. My initial plan was get as close as I can while not telling the enemy my location. You might notice that there's a island that's just southeast of the enemy base, and there is a area in between, or at least there appears to be an area in between where I could fit and get close enough that I can engage without being detected. That's what's running through my mind. I'm hoping that the battleships will engage targets immediately, and I try and stagger my engagement until the enemy has fired or committed to a target that is not me. I am very low, so it's not being selfish. It's not being someone who is playing for personal glory. I want to live. I would like to provide DPS. I think a battleship is better at taking damage than my ship, especially when I only have 9,000 hit points. Now, everyone on my team is fairly low, but we outnumber the enemy significantly, so it should be a fairly straightforward engagement. We should not make this complicated. They're basically neck and neck, and if I have to choose a target, I'm going to choose a cruiser at lower total health. This cruiser has, what, 19,000? Looks like a friendly... Is that the Farragut? I think the friendly Farragut is firing on the enemy. This is not ideal because he's the only one who has line of sight. The friendly battleship is behind an island. The battleship behind me is the only ship I believe that's detected other than the Farragut. I'm still trying to get as close as possible before I open up. And I don't want to be stuck in a position where I'm broadside and the enemy Amagi can engage me or decides to fire on me. So you have to be very careful right here. And it looks like the enemy battleship is not going to fire on me. It looks like he's going to fire on someone else. So we obviously engage the target. Take the shot. Take down the enemy cruiser. It kind of looks like the enemy's going to turn back into my shot. And yes, yes. One more good salvo and he will be dead. And it will only be this battleship on this flank. And no, we lost the battleship. The friendly battleship on the western flank. I do set him on fire, and he will eventually burn. It's just, will he die to me? No, he won't. Friendly is able to kill the target. Even though he was super low, I'm going to send my torpedoes against the enemy battleship. We set 2 fires. Nice. It's going to force out damage control if he hasn't already used it. And that's a lot of damage. It really, yep, okay. So he's going to be immune for probably the next 2 salvos, and then we shall kill him. And we set him on fire, but he is immune to it. Remember, we still have to wait out the immunity provided by damage control. But at least we're hitting some pretty good damaging shots on a target that really can't maneuver with us. The friendly battleship ran aground. Ugh, what's the deal, guys? Why are we running into things? And still, the enemy battleship, not interested in me. We set 2 fires again, and I'm going to continue this. We get high caliber. Nice, nice. The fires are going to burn for a significant amount of time, and I am not recognizing what's going on. The enemy battleship, he has turned his turrets. You can sort of see the ears of the Japanese turrets. I believe those are the targeting systems that they use. And yep, here he goes. He's firing on us. Full stop, drop that speed. Just have the shells go past our ship and... Are you serious? I would have been able to avoid it if I used my standard strategy. He missed. He was behind. If I were going full speed, those shells would probably have hit somewhere around the stern section of the ship, if at all. But because I slowed down, I remained in the path longer. Oh no, he's gonna take it, isn't he? He's gonna take it right on the nose, yep. And it definitely caused a flood. He's gonna put it out with damage control, hopefully. Okay, yes he did. He's gotta stop this guy. He's gotta at least sit on the capture point and delay it. There's no reason a light cruiser should have an issue with a destroyer. All he's got to do is have his turrets facing where he believes the enemy is. And we see smoke. We see smoke, right? Everyone sees that smoke. And we see the enemy firing from that smoke. Clearly he sees him. So the Cleveland is detected. Oh, the enemy Benson is detected. Fire on the Benson, Cleveland. Cleveland, why aren't your turrets facing the enemy? We see where the fire is coming from. Just... what? Oh, what? Why are you turning so much? Why did that happen? All he had to do is sail directly at the target, use his front guns. I'm not going to say anything else. You know, it's whatever. It's whatever, right? But I know what I believe now that I've seen that. Our team did not deserve to win this game. Look at how good we did. Look at how good the two teammates who are at the enemy base did. And this is how close the game was. Just awful, awful play, awful decision making by a lot of people on my team. But as far as our personal stats, we got Confederate, First Blood, High Caliber, 4 kills, 2,197 base XP, and we did over 148,000 points of damage. I hope the games were memorable. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.